Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T. Now this week we're taking a look at a game that was recommended to me from another YouTuber by the name of BeardedDiver. So, I've never played any games from this franchise at all. So, let's see what I have in store. Let's check it out. So we're talking about Silent Hill Homecoming on the Xbox 360. Now this game also came out on the PS3 as well as the PC, though PC version's a buggy mess, so I've heard. More on that later. So I've never played any of the Silent Hill games. I was aware of the franchise back in the day. I played Resident Evil, and Silent Hill just seemed like a more disturbing version of Resident Evil, which really didn't interest me. So I never picked any of them up. And I've continued that way. The only reason I'm playing this is because a buddy of mine said, you should play it. So here I am. And first and foremost, this game definitely reminds me of the late 2000s games. It's got quick time events, it's got cutscenes, it's that standard over-the-shoulder third-person view. None of this is bad though. The combat is decent. More or less, you start off as this guy who is coming home, although the story and the plot is really I don't know if it makes more sense if you know Silent Hill, but it really does not make much sense. But essentially, he's coming home from the war, and his little brother's missing, and he has to find his little brother. And when he gets home, there's strange creatures. Now, you think there's only strange creatures in his nightmare with these really disturbing nurses that come at you and stabby, but no, it's everywhere. And people in town are still acting as if it's business as usual.
Alex?
Judge Holloway. Hey.
I didn't know you were home. Does your mother know? She didn't say anything.
There's people roaming the streets, there's perpetual fog, roads are just missing, but no big deal.
You alone out here?
Well, hey, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. You took off without saying goodbye.
No, there's nothing going on here. No, not at all. It's a little non-believable. It's kind of like your main character just suddenly gets attacked by this sharp-toothed wraith-like creature in the basement, and then he's meeting up with his old flame, putting up missing posters, and he's like, "What's up? What's going on?" Yeah. But I'm not going to hate on the plot too much. I'm sure it's right in the Silent Hill universe. You do eventually end up in Silent Hill, even though the town isn't Silent Hill at first, and I don't know. I'm not going to judge it on the story. The story's all over the place. It's still enjoyable, though, in a B-movie kind of way. It makes you want to say, why the hell are you putting out, leave this town? Why isn't it? Yeah. So you have a pretty decent action combat system in this. You can dodge. You get different weapons. I didn't get all the way through this game because I bugged it out. Not intentionally. I got to a certain spot where I let my old flame under a grate in the sewers. I went back to save because I was getting attacked by a bunch of needlers and I had no health. And when I died, I was spawned back and the needlers were there, but she was with me again. So I killed the needlers, lifted the grate, had her go, and I was stuck. And I read online that apparently that's a known bug, and if you accidentally do that and save like I did, you're SOL. So I had enough of the game. It's very disturbing. It's very much... I'm not gonna say I like to play games for fun. I don't necessarily play games to get this scared shitless. So sometimes I have issues with starting these type of games, and this one was no exception. I was very not having a good time. And unless the combat is so good or the story is so good that I just want to keep going, like that's how I got through Dead Space. That's how I got through, probably the Resident Evil 2 and all that. Because I didn't get through Evil Within for the same kind of reasons. I just don't get much enjoyment out of playing games like that. Combined with the just the slowness of having to chop down things. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad game, and by all means, it was really entertaining. It was fun. Doesn't make any lick of sense. but it's just not my cup of tea. I didn't really enjoy it much, and when the game bugged out on me after I'd been playing for 4 or 5 hours, I was happy to end it there, because I don't think it was really going to change the mold at all. It felt very similar to Resident Evil 5 or Alan Wake, some of those type of games where it's a third person behind you camera, and you're trying to survive. The enemies, oh my god, they're atrocious looking. You got these weird hammerhead shark things, you got the needle thing. It's just all very disturbing for the sake of disturbing, which I can't really get behind. I mean, at least Dead Space, you're up in space and these people have been infected. This one is just weird. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna sour me on Silent Hill. I still want to try the PS1 versions, I guess, but I'm just not a big fan of the survival horror genre, I guess. I never really have been. But I'm glad I tried it. I'm glad I gave it a shot. I likely won't be picking it up again. But it was fun. It's fun for what it was. And I'm glad I tried it. Yeah, as far as the rating goes, didn't really beat it. Can't rate it. I'd still give it, it's like an 8 or 7, something like that. Solid game. Nothing special, but it wasn't terrible by any means. It was competent. And definitely scary and disturbing. So yeah, great game. Pick it up. Play it. That's your homework. And there you have it. Silent Hill Homecoming. Great game. Pick it up. Just know it's buggy. So anyways, guys, that's it for this week. And as you can see, don't worry, the Christmas decorations aren't going anywhere. Jen is lazy AF. So, I hope that you enjoyed the episode. And buried on Mars, you ridiculous man, you. I hopefully will see you next time. Take care.
How rude!